YouTube channel. Should I do the pam 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 pam? Anyways, for those who are new to the channel, my name is Ndua Mukaba, now known as Ndua Siachara, and yeah, this is my YouTube channel. Okay, so let me not even take much of the time. So today we're gonna do a book review that I've been trying to get for the longest time, but now we're doing it. Yeah, I finished this book, Soulful Simplicity, like 2 weeks or a week ago, and I'm gonna do a book review about it. So I wrote something on my phone that I'm going to use as a guide for everything. Okay, just hold up. Otherwise, I hope you guys have been fine. I hope you guys are doing well, and thank you for subscribing and just staying tuned. Okay, so first of all, I randomly started this book. This book was being read by my husband, and I just grabbed it from him and I started reading it. Reading it, when I reached in the middle of a book, I thought the book wasn't all that nice, and I wanted to pack it, but my husband was like, no, just finish it. Like, why did you start if you want to end from the between? And from there, that's when I actually realized how books actually make one have the ability of making one to know endurance. And yeah, so basically I'm going to do an overview of the book. So the book is by Courtney Carver, and like the title actually says, Soulful Simplicity. It's all about the simple things. Like you don't have to exaggerate anything, you don't have to complicate things, just live a simple life. And what I liked most about this book, it's like habits, right? With habits, you normally have to start small. You can't start big, because at the end of the day, when you reach more, like it's like also the gym, right? When you're starting, it's all enthusiastic, and you have all that maybe energy, but after some days you just like say no, you're not gonna do it, or maybe you procrastinate. And yeah, so Courtney, mainly in her book, she was talking about the art of living meaningfully, but like in a simple way too, right? And I have the like some point or other guidelines that I actually found so much interesting in the book, and I'm going to share that with you. I actually wrote them down on my phone in my notes, so that it's actually easy for me for everything to flow as wise. So not only did she actually talk about us living meaningful physically, but also with our minds, right? Because at the end of the day, most of the times we have people, or maybe a lot of us, who actually live more in their minds. And yeah, so one of the key things that I actually got from the book is intentional living, right? So Connie actually emphasizes more the importance of cautious decisions that actually align with our priorities and our values. And I think that's something that most of us actually struggle with, especially when it comes to if you don't know how aligned your values are, or maybe purposeful how your values are, you can actually sway away, right? We have society values, and you just know how that can actually conflict the values that we actually have if they're not actually grounded. And Connie really emphasized on as readers to evaluate what truly matters to us, like as individuals, what truly matters. And when you know what actually matters to yourself, ourself, myself, it's actually not easy for our values or anything to actually be shaken. And it's not really easy to actually live intentional. I feel like most of us, we just live like robots. Like it's more like a guideline that has been placed by society, by a community, or by whoever, that we actually follow. But at the end of the day, it's only you. You need to be grounded about what you believe in, and your values or priorities. And yeah, second of all, living as mindfulness and also self-care, how those things are actually important. So when it comes to mindfulness, she talks about being more present in our daily life. I think this is what some of us actually have also struggled with, being present in the moment. Of course, we have so much pressures that we can actually, have in a day. But when you're actually more as this present in your daily life, it's also easier for you to actually also practice gratitude. Because at the end of the day, if you're actually not being so mindful of your daily life, you find you overlook things. And her emphasis of mindfulness, I think it was actually mind-blowing for me, and a very good reminder of, staying present. Of course, we have so many things that we actually want to achieve in the future, and but mindfulness and I feel like mindfulness and gratitude goes in handy for one to actually just be present also in their daily lives. And one other thing is self-care, right? Which positions us for an overall well-being. As women especially, I feel like we neglect that. Like, I don't know, let me not even exclude men. I feel like also men need self-care, right? We need to take care of ourselves. Of course, it's literally hard in this society or life to actually just have a moment to ourselves that brings us back home, right? And self-care can actually look different for so many people. And as for me, my self-care, guys, it's it's weird, but yeah. Should I share? No, I'm not going to share about my self-care. But regardless, she talks about us also practicing self-care and prioritizing ourselves regardless of anything that's actually going on. And she also talks about personal growth, right? Throughout the book, she shares her journey of transformation and illustrating how simplifying her life led to a personal growth and deeper fulfillment. So this was a woman who was in so much debt, and which was so mind-blowing. She was in debt, and she was working in corporate, and she never liked what she was doing, and she hated the fact that, of course, we have to meet our daily needs, our ends meet, but at the cost of her waking from maybe 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. or going above. For her, that was a disaster, because especially that she wasn't enjoying what she was doing. But at the end of the day, she had her daughter that she needed to provide for. She had herself that she needed to also provide for. And that in the process also, she ended up getting sick. She had this sickness that actually was her wake-up call. And I remember sharing one of her lines when she talks about what is your wake-up call. What is your wake-up call? It cannot be a sickness like hers, but I think so many times we have so many wake-up calls. It's just that if we're too much distracted, we cannot actually be able to find wake-up calls. Like, okay, you're fed up with this thing and you just want to dive into a different direction. And one of the things that actually fascinated me about her is the issue of decluttering. So in this book, first of all, her mission was to pay off her debt, which tricked me so much, because first of all, guys, I'm literally scared of debt. And I feel debt just drives us backward, and I don't actually encourage it. And I liked the fact that she paid off her debt, of course, at an expense of, working a job that she never liked and all those things. And those are things that we can actually just try and avoid. I know we have, especially in our generation or time, a lifestyle that we have to portray, and hence we go into debt, or maybe other things or other emergencies that can actually come in. Anyways, I feel like now I'm preaching about, or maybe talking about, financial literacy. But regardless, guys, I don't encourage debt. So like I was talking about, what fascinated me about this book is how decluttering the things that she needed, or maybe she never thought, she decluttered the things that she thought she needed, but they actually were things that she didn't need. And it's actually so much way hard for us to actually declutter those things. It can be our thoughts, or maybe physical things that we actually own. And for her, she reached to an extent of decluttering all her clothings, right? Imagine all those clothes that you have, then you just declutter them, and you just remain with 32, like 32, yeah guys, 32, 33. I think she called it the 33 something. I can't really remember very well, but it was 33 clothing that she actually remained with. And those were the same clothes that she would wear at work and wherever she was going. And she said her life became so much way easier, because now she gave out whatever she didn't need for those who really gave them out to those who really needed them. And most of the times I feel like we hold on to things. It can be a memory, can be clothes, can be whatever that you can actually name. We hold on to them so much to a point that we just can't let go of certain things. We just can't let go. But that the liberty that comes with just decluttering whatever you're holding to and remaining with a few things, I feel that's what actually explained this book for me. And it was pretty much amazing to actually read. And so I think so far her book overall, I know I've actually mentioned those things, but overall her book was so much on just living a simple life. You don't have to complicate things. In simplicity, you find liberation. And that was her emphasis of this book, right? And what else have I left out? Embracing change. I feel we are so much scared, especially when it comes to as guys change. I did actually find some discomfort in it. That there's just so much discomfort when it comes to change. But at the end of the day, for you to see some growth, you have to go through changes. And she embraced that. And that was that. I do recommend anyone who's struggling on letting go, or maybe trying to find some joy and the essence of just living a simple life, to read this book. It's really such an amazing book. I did have issues with the in-between, and that's the whole essence of books sometimes, right? It's gonna be all glammy, it's gonna be all nice in the beginning, but the middle part, and that's what actually yields endurance. And that's actually life also in a nutshell. When you start off something, it's all exciting, but the consistency of the in-betweens, right? I think that's what really matters the most, the in-betweens. The starting is great, the finishing is great, and especially the finishing too, I have issues when it comes to the finishing. Each time I finish a book, I feel so sad, because now I can't go back to it. Not that I cannot really reread them, but I just it was a part of me, but now I have to let it down and dive into another thing. So guys, that's what this book was all about, and just sharing a bit thing. So this is my new read, Grit by Angela. I'm 2 chapters in, and so I'm gonna give a book review after I finish reading this. And this time around, I'm actually doing it a little bit different. I'm doing it like I used to, like I did it in the beginning when I started reading. So I'm just gonna share a little bit story of my reading journey. So first of all, I had a mentor. He's a very good friend of mine, and I don't want to call him a mentor because he never liked or liked me calling him that. But I'm gonna call him because he helped me become this reader that I am today, right? This guy is Pupe. I call him Pupe. He's a very good friend of mine. So what he did was that each time, so like I was saying in the beginning when I actually started reading, I really had a challenge, guys. This is not easy. First of all, when you see me get a book and read and think as if it's such a very easy thing to do, no, it's not. So my mentor, what he did, he challenged me to be reading 30 pages a day, right? And my first book that he gave me was Emotional Intelligence by look at me now, Daniel. I'm not gonna say his surname because I might, but I think it was Daniel. Yeah, he was Daniel, and that book couldn't actually resonate with me in the beginning, so I put it back. Then I asked for another book, which was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, right? If I gotten it right, yeah, it was by him. So each day I would read 30 pages. Then after I upgraded or maybe finished that book, we did another challenge of reading a chapter per day, right? And that's what I'm doing. It's quite challenging reading a chapter a day because it's not like 30 pages, whereby you find some chapters are longer, some chapters are short. The excitement that comes in when the chapters are like short. So that's what I'm actually doing to this book, because I just want to build up that momentum, to build up that system in myself. So yeah, pretty much I just want to share how hard it was actually reading and starting to read. And now that I'm a reader, I know maybe there are other people who struggle with grabbing a book or whatever. I wouldn't recommend reading books on the phone, because okay, I do have issues reading books on the phone. I can finish a book on the phone, but I just do have issues. It's different with holding a book in your hands. So I don't know if I feel like it's actually a very great investment. I know that people like borrowing books, which is fine. I don't borrow books because I have seen that it doesn't, when there is no more like a system, people just keep books forever and they just don't finish them. Anyways, regardless, yeah, that's what I wanted to share. It's not easy, and I'm not gonna when you see me finish a book and start another one, don't think as if it's all rose. It's not. Like I shared this book, I wanted to put it down, but like at the end of the day, we finish what we started, right? Why start something and in the middle like just drop it? And unless if it's that kind of situation where you feel like the book doesn't resonate you. I feel like books are actually seasonal, right? Seasonal when it comes to your life, and you just can't force things. Like I did with the Emotional Intelligence, I went back to it after some months of me like putting it back. Regardless, guys, this is what I wanted actually to share with you guys, and I want to say thank you for for the love that you've always showed me. And please, guys, don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and make this channel grow. So yeah, guys, I love you so much, and take care of yourselves. Until next time, it's a wrap for me. Bye bye.